Okay guys, for some reason I can't seem to get the lighting to be on point like it was in the last video, so we're just going to roll with it. We're just going to roll with it because I don't know what's different. Maybe it's because it's a bit gloomy outside. We're just going to roll with it. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of What the L. My name is Elle. I'm a mental health nurse, mother, content creator, part-time detective, and full-time overthinker. Today's episode might be a bit of a chaotic one because, in all honesty, guys, that's where my head is at the moment. Bit chaotic. I also don't feel 100%. I feel like I've got a bit of a head cold. Don't really know where that's come from, but I've taken some paracetamol. But I'm still here, still showing up and ready to film this episode. So guys, get comfortable, grab yourself some snacks, or even go get yourself a 2-piece original chicken meal from KFC. All will be revealed. So this week, we're talking half-term chaos. We're talking trying to build a healthy routine whilst juggling streaming, nursing, and mothering. The digital detox debate. And I'm also going to discuss how watching some TikTok content can actually mess with your brain. And then finally, guys, a story that I have gate-kept for over a year will be revealed. Sorry. I can't wait. So let's get into it. Half term. Wow, what a beautiful chaos. So we've just had half term. Noah's been off school for the past week. And I don't know about anybody else, but routine just completely evaporates. When Noah's off school, my priorities shift. And I like to spend time with him. So we went bowling, we did some random weekday activities, we went to the cinema. We went and watched Goat, which he really enjoyed. And here is kind of what people don't really see. When you're self-employed online and also working bank shifts as a nurse, time off doesn't really feel like time off. For me, it feels like I'm not posting enough. I'm not streaming enough. My engagement is dropping. My algorithm is side-eyeing me. Also on top of that, my child needs me. And then on top of all of that, I'm trying to maintain a healthy gym routine. I'm trying to hit personal development goals. I'm trying to stay present. I'm trying to pick up more bank shifts. And I'm also trying to build my brand. So at the moment, a lot is going on. And I think that's maybe why I'm feeling a bit run down. My body is probably like, girl, take a break. And what I've learned recently is that I cannot keep running at 100% in every direction. Something will usually burn out, and usually that something is me. So I've consciously started spending less time on TikTok, live streaming. And I mean, that might sound dramatic, especially when social media is my income stream. But that decision feels big for me because lives do bring me community, they bring me engagement, they bring me visibility, and it also does give me income. But it also does bring me overstimulation, comparison, pressure to constantly perform, and I'm not going to lie, emotional exhaustion. And I started noticing something. When I would end my lives, I would come off live just feeling completely drained. And I wasn't upset. I wasn't sad. I was just simply overstimulated. And then do you know what I would do? I would come off live and I would sit and doom scroll. And I'm consuming content that's chaotic, toxic, dramatic, or just completely unhinged, which kind of brings me into the debate of a digital detox. Is it even realistic? So guys, I would like you in the comments to let me know your thoughts and opinions on a digital detox because I will kind of discuss my pros and cons with it. So for me, pros, my mind does feel a lot clearer when I've spent a little less time on social media. I start comparing myself less and I actually sleep better as well. I stop consuming complete nonsense. And I feel a little bit reconnected with real life. For instance, last night, okay, yes, I was doom scrolling, but I came across a video which basically was telling me that there has been a portal opened at the bottom of the world and people from 45,000 years in the future are coming through this portal. Is that real? Is that not? Who even knows? And when I do reduce screen time, I notice that I am much more patient with Noah. I am more focused on doing nurse shifts. I do feel more productive as well, and I do feel less reactive. But this is the issue. These are the cons. And it's hard because social media, like I've said, is my career. The cons for me would be less content means less engagement. Less engagement means less income. And you watch other people and kind of feel like, oh, they're winning. And I'm not going to lie, I've worried that I would become irrelevant because social media for me isn't just a hobby anymore. It's developed into something so much more. It is a part of my financial stability. So when people say to me, oh, just log off, it's really not that easy. It's like telling a shop owner to close his shop for a month. And at the same time, I do have to be honest with myself about the sort of content that I am consuming because genuinely some TikTok content is not healthy. And we need to normalize saying that not all content is good for your brain. For instance, my FYP is just toxic relationship advice, or if he doesn't do this, then leave him, or rage bait culture. And don't get me wrong, I will hold my hands up and say, yes, I have rage baited men online. It is one of my amber flags. Don't like to call them red flags, and I will come on to an episode about my own amber flags, but I have rage baited men just to maybe get some sort of reaction and response, and that culture it's not good. There's fake luxury lifestyles. There's trauma comparisons. You know, you watch one video and then another and then another, and then you're just in a TikTok hole. And for me, sometimes I'm suddenly questioning, what is my life? I'm doubting my own relationships. I'm feeling like I'm behind, or I'm not feeling like I'm good enough. And you know what the scariest part is that you don't actually realize it's happening. And as a mental health nurse, I have seen the impact of overstimulation and the comparison culture and the constant exposure to have the perfect life. So I kind of did have to ask myself, am I building a career or am I slowly damaging my own peace? So instead of a full digital detox, I decided to choose structured streaming times, which I still need to figure out properly, but that is on my list of things to do. I will have a more structured streaming time on TikTok. I'm not going to be scrolling before bed anymore, and no more random 1 a.m. videos, just, oh, one more video. I'm going to be intentional with the content that I do consume, and I'm going to protect my own mental energy because social media built opportunities for me. It will not own me. So guys, I am interested to know what you think about a digital detox. Do you think it's healthy or not? What sort of content are you consuming? Please let me know in the comments. I do think that this topic is good to debate. Yeah, guys, if you're a live streamer as well, let me know how streaming can affect your life and if you have felt like me. Let's move on to what the bloody hell was I thinking? And guys, right, deep breath. I have gatekept this story for over a year. There was this boy, and I say boy because we were operating at year 7 maturity levels. And this guy had been asking me out for years. He had been following me on social media for years, constantly messaging me, can we meet? Can we meet? And I thought, oh, do you know what? I'm in the position where I'm single. Let's meet up. He was very persistent, very consistent. And eventually I just thought, oh, stop being dramatic. Give him a chance. So I did. I just want to be clear. I am one of the most open-minded, non-judgmental person there is, okay? And I genuinely don't care who you are, what you're into, how you live, just be honest, okay? Honesty, that's it. So we go on a date, and then 2 weeks later, he actually asks me to be his girlfriend. And I'm thinking, wait, I don't even know how you take your coffee, but okay, sure, I'll be your girlfriend. Red flag number 1. Did I ignore it? Yes. But you know when someone wants you loudly and confidently, it feels reassuring. We were seeing each other constantly, talking every day. It was very intense. The relationship moved very, very quickly. And then one weekend, it was my birthday. So I went out with my friends and he also went out that night too. Not with me. He was out somewhere else. Call him at 5 o'clock. whatever time it was when we had got home. And I just wanted to check how his night was. He answers the phone. He goes, can't talk, still out, still out. So do you know what me and my friends did? We turned into FBI agents and Googled every pub and club in the area and what time it closed. We literally investigated this like it was some sort of criminal case. The maths was not mathsing. I can't even say that word properly. The next day, I drive to his house on my birthday and he opens the door and you could tell that he had been out all night. He did not look well. Hungover doesn't even describe it. He was literally spiritually defeated. Stop, because I will never forget. I will never forget this. And yeah, something just wasn't adding up. We agreed to order some food. We had a KFC. He gives me his phone to order, but because I do experience a bit of anxiety in relationships and I've had previous cheating trauma, I felt very suspicious. I did. I was sat there ordering my KFC. I swipe up on the apps. Now, I don't even know how to tell this story. And there it was, a video in his camera roll that I immediately clicked on and thought, oh my God, there's another woman in this video. My stomach dropped. The video played and it became very clear that this content was not intended for a woman. Let's just say the angle, the effort, the confidence. No woman requested that footage. No woman. So I locked away the phone. I patiently waited for my KFC to arrive. I sat there, and do you know what the best thing was, guys? I don't know if this was some divine intervention, but his food never got delivered. So there's me just tucking into my KFC, waiting for the perfect moment to confront him. And I hate confrontation, but I could not sit on this. There was no way I could sit on this. So as I let my food digest, I thought, right, I need to address this situation. So I calmly asked him, what would you do if you saw an explicit photo or video in my camera roll, which wasn't sent to me? Let me just tell you, his face, the colour drained from it instantly. I didn't argue. I didn't shout. I simply picked up my birthday present, my Elemis skincare, because do you know what? Skincare is important and expensive, and I walked out. But the next day, I got numerous calls, texts, voice notes, the lot, essays. He even drove to my house. He knocked at the door. Is there anything I can do? I said, yeah, get on your hands and knees and beg for it. I made this boy beg, knowing full well I wasn't going to get back with him or see him again. Guys, he even sent me a 5-minute video apologising with his ring lights set up like it was some sort of PR crisis management statement. Like, it was serious. And a couple of weeks after all of this, I then started getting abusive messages. I received threats from him as well. Won't go into what the threats were because just irrelevant now. But all of this because I figured out what a piece of shit he was. I figured it out, and I wasn't going to have that in my life, nor was I going to have that around my son. So yeah, it got quite messy. It got very messy on social media. Still to this day, we're blocked. And I'm not going to lie, guys, I've waited a whole year to share that moment and that story. Healing comes first, comedy comes later. And the moral of the story, do not go out with a guy who asks you to be his girlfriend 2 weeks later. And yes, I do actually still need to take my own advice with that. What the bloody hell was I thinking? So guys, moving on to what the hell you asking? And the eliminators have asked me 2 questions. that I'm going to answer. So somebody asked me, other than having Noah, what is my biggest achievement? My biggest achievement, not going to lie guys, is graduating uni with a first class honours in mental health. And yeah, after teachers telling me I wouldn't make it far in life, after constantly being underestimated, put down, I did. I graduated. That degree was personal. No follower count can compare to earning something people said you couldn't. Every bank shift I now work reminds me, yes, I did that, and I did that with resilience. And another question that the Eliminator team asked me is, if money wasn't a factor, what job would I do? Without question, I would be an astronaut. I would be an astronaut. Yes, I want to be flown up to space in a rocket ship. I want to move around with no gravity. I need visual confirmation to show me that the world is round. Yes, I have entertained flat earth conversations. Please don't cancel me. But I'm just curious. I like to question things and I like evidence. So guys, can you imagine me in space? Hey guys, reporting live. It's round. Guys, wrapping up this episode. It has been chaotic, I'm not gonna lie, it has, but it's real. And here's what I've learned recently: protect your peace online, don't ignore red flags, eat your KFC before confrontation. Social media is a tool, it is not your identity, and growth sometimes does look like logging off. Thank you for listening guys, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you haven't. In the next episode of What the Hell, we're going to get reflective because I'm going to share 30 things that I learned since turning 30. And trust me, there's wisdom, there's delusion, and there's growth. So thank you for listening to What the Hell, and I'll see you next week.